Welcome to Velocity Views, where we take you into the legendary world of Jamaican track and field. Today on Velocity Views, we're going to take a look at the Danniel Thomas-Dodd JAAA JOA Paris 2024 trainer fiasco. So for those of you who don't know, Danniel Thomas-Dodd is a Jamaican shot put, just trendsetter, groundbreaker. She really is formidable. She was born in Westmoreland, Jamaica, and she was originally a netball player, kind of emulating her mother, right? But that changed when she enrolled at Edwin Allen High School, which is a renowned sprint factory. And she was encouraged by Coach Roderick Miles to switch to track and field because that would give her a much better chance at getting a college scholarship to the United States. He really gave her some good advice because she earned a scholarship to Kent State University in Ohio. Now, she's the first Jamaican woman to win a global outdoor medal in the shot put. And she is worthy of so much admiration because she climbed up the ranks from the days when she used to place 25th and 22nd to winning gold medals and silver medals at the Commonwealth Games, the Pan American Games, and, world championships on respective occasions. Her personal best outdoor, and that is also the Jamaican national record, is 19.77 meters, which she set in 2023. Now, here we are at the Paris Olympics, right? Which is the cause of all of this foolishness really that's going on. And it's really regrettable and reprehensible. And really, this kind of thing should not happen again because this is not the first time we're hearing of inadequate facilitation, whether it be equipment or personnel, right? Now, at Paris, her best throw was 18.12 meters, which you see is over 1.5 meters, way short of her personal best of 19.77 meters, and also way short of the 19.15 meters automatic qualifying standard, the Olympic qualifying standard, right? And so ultimately that was insufficient for her to secure a place among the top 12 for the finals yesterday. Now, she was at the Rio Olympics and the Tokyo Olympics, right? And she was sitting among the leading dozen until the very last throw of the competition. Like, she was there the whole way down to the last throw when she got edged. And ironically, this is not the first time that this has happened in her career. And that very well may have added to her frustration that manifested itself in what we are now discussing. So, after her elimination or her failure to advance, however you look at it, during an interview, she blatantly cited the absence of her coach from the athletes' village and training ground as one of the main adversarial factors in her failure to advance to the finals. Now, just for context, right, and just for information really, more so than contextual reasons, she's coached by her husband, Shane Dodd, and he runs Dodd's Advanced Therapy. He's a massage therapist, a sports therapist, and a personal trainer. And he has a stellar resume. First of all, this man attended GC Foster College, right? Which if you know, you know. And he has a stellar resume of working with several top athletic programs throughout the US. So his qualifications could not have been the reason why he was not credentialed so he could be present in the Olympic Village to support his client, his wife. And aside from the technical aspects of his qualification, he's also obviously an integral part of her career, right? A lot of athletes use sports psychologists nowadays, and they always laud the difference, the major impact it has on them. And I believe his absence also impacted her mentally, in addition to him not being there to deal with the technical aspects of her training, right? On a previous occasion, she had stated, I want to thank my husband, Shane Dodd, for being the support I need. And she have the I need in all caps, so you know that's a big deal. Even when you aren't 100%, you make sure I come first so I can stay on track to achieve my goals. Thank you. And she had a heart. Now, in the interview I referred to a few seconds back, I'm going to quote her. She said, "It's the second Olympics where I have finished in the 13th spot. And it's the second Olympics where I have had my coach deny permission to be here. I have been sitting in the village on my own for 2.5 weeks, essentially practicing on my own because I was denied the privilege of having my coach get accreditation. He's not just my coach, he's my moral support, he's my massage therapist. The things I needed today were not there for me, and I needed my coach to help me get through that process, but I had to do everything myself," which is, she should not have been in that situation. Regardless of who I feel like, oh, because our husband, she should not have been in that situation. That is reprehensible. Anyway, she went on to further express her concerns about the lack of support for field event athletes by the entities that administer the resources for track and field in Jamaica. No, this is where a lot of people kind of went haywire in response to this. So she said, "It is hard to deal with. Field events, do not get support in Jamaica. And the only gold medal we have so far has come from field events. We don't get the respect, we don't get the support, and we need to ensure that we throwers and field event athletes in general in Jamaica have everything we need to compete at our best. 2.5 weeks without a coach because they didn't deem me important enough to give me that privilege. And my coach is not just my coach. He is a part of my preparation. He's my support. 2.5 weeks in the village without being able to see him until today has been very frustrating. You're talking about a technical event. This isn't something that can be managed over a video call, which we attempted but found ineffective. You need one-on-one close interaction. My coach is not just my coach, he is my husband." All right? Now, obviously, I have not captured, I've not encapsulated the passion, her anger, her frustration, her obvious disappointment, right? Which she's all very much entitled to, and our feelings are very much valid. Very much valid. Now, in response to that, Christopher Samuda, president of the Jamaica Olympic Association, the JOA, requested that she retract the aforementioned statements about the purported lack of support for field athletes. In an interview with Nationwide, I believe it was Nationwide reporter or TV reporter Wayne Walker, he stated, "I can quite understand why Danniel is a bit disappointed. It is twice now that she has not made the finals, so I can understand the emotion around it. But we have to understand the facts." That sounds kind of shady, but I'll press on. He went on to say, "Danniel has been the beneficiary of an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship for 4 years now by virtue of the JOA supporting her. It is very unfortunate that Danniel, knowing the facts, would have created an impression of the JOA not helping his throwers. It is obviously unfair for her to say that. I'm not going to tell you how much money she got, and this is in US, like I try to say, and a play money, US dollars she get." He then continued, "People must speak the truth, and we must allow them to speak the truth rather than it coming from another party. So I am inviting the very reporter who in fact interviewed her to go back and ask her. I would like her to go and perhaps recant, because the JOA is taking this very seriously. And if you are conveying an impression that is not so, I think you have the responsibility to correct it immediately." Samuda then suggested that the reporter should have challenged Thomas-Dodd's responses, which he said would have revealed that the JOA has done its part by providing her with access to the scholarship meant to assist her with her athletic needs, including coaching. So he said a whole heap, right? He said a whole lot, but I'm going to hear him address the specific thing. Her particular coach, yes, there was a coach there, Coach Julian Robinson. Congratulations on your gold, and I think it was a bronze medal, right? Discus and the shot put, right? Congratulations. And He's another person we're going to talk about eventually, and hopefully we'll have the privilege of interviewing him one day, because I much admire him and his tenacity and how much he's done with very little. But he did not address her main point of contention regarding her Olympic issue in this instance, which is her coach was not there because he was not credentialed, which omitted him from being in the Olympic Village. Now, in the interest of fairness, I personally believe the JOA has been doing a lot, especially in the instances where it seems that the JAAA has dropped the ball. So for example, Nayoka Clunis was omitted from the squad because the people in my JAAA say Hurricane Beryl make water come in them room, them sweep out some with the broom, light gone, the cow jump over the moon, and so they did not get to submit her name. One bag of foolishness, them a chat. And the JOA admirably jumped in and, helped her with submitting her case to the Court of Arbitration for Sports ad hoc division, although the appeal was submitted to the wrong body, but they made a noble effort, and that's appreciated. As well as I think they did like 2 or 3 scholarships to Malik, James King, and I think 2 other athletes, right? To facilitate them, to assist them have a more comfortable journey to the Olympics. So JOA seems as though they are functioning as they should. The problem, though, seems to be the JAAA, who have not responded. They had a lot to say about the Nayoka Clunis situation, basically it seemed as though they were saying, yo, we're tired to talk about this. She need to get over it. They have not responded, but it seems as though change gonna come, because subsequent to this, the names of the board members have been removed from the JAAA website. And at this point now, you don't know. The thing is out there, so we are Jamaican. Of course, we're going to give you opinion on things. And others entered the chat, included retired sprinter Warren Ware, who said, fuck it. I'm sick of JAAA now. Documents coming out soon. On the think me figure how when Karen Stewart mother came to the Olympic Village to look for her daughter in 2012, only to find out that her name that was approved days ago had been removed. And every name that was on the list was the last name of management staff. Hey boy, careful enough. First of all, who Warren Ware a boy up? And which documents are he referring to? Is Warren Ware about to do a Jiki leaks? He about to leak some incriminating information, or well, this don't seem like it would be a leak. You might go dash it out. We're definitely looking forward to that, right? Because one of the things we realize that sports in Jamaica needs is transparency and accountability. So we want to know, Warren, who are you referring to, and who do these documents incriminate? Baby girl Lamara Distant, she even said, everybody knows that I've been struggling with my approach all season. My coach was supposed to be here, and he is here, but he was on the list to come, and JAAA took him off. And so all this time I was training by myself with no coach. That is dastardly. That is dastardly. And now these 2 instances definitely show, right, that this is a regular occurrence. Even though it's regarding one particular event, the Paris 2024 Olympics, it's obvious now that this is a regularly done thing. And then here's Warren Ware referring back to Karen Stewart's situation, in 2012, where her mom, right, got supplanted by somebody or people with last name, it seems he's alluding to, of board members and stuff. So this is definitely now indicating that there's a trend with this thing happening. It's a pattern. So Sportsmax, big up to Sportsmax, on their X account, they posted this interview with Mrs. Dodd, And of course, people chimed in, right? Someone named Sister Sage said, I talk ish about their fans, but I truly feel sorry for their athletes these games. They deserve better. Festus said, I'm with Daniel's point of view and expression here. We all know that the management has fallen short on numerous occasions. We feels it, knows it. Box cover. And Michelle said, if you know, you know, set up to fail. Wow. That is a damning indictment, right? Someone named Queens123 again. Looked like she wanted that 1, 2, 3 and 100 meters, said, the same thing happened to our high jumper. You can hear the pain in her voice. Hopefully, her speaking out will cause some things to change, but I'm not holding my breath because this complaint has been around for ages. Shaking his head, said Lenny White. Brother Lenny, take time, shake your head. You don't want to drop off, Papa. Marcus Brown said it was the same for the high jumper. Why can't all coaches be there? And that is a very question that question is so simplistic, it should not even need to be asked. Why can't all the coaches that need to be there, right? Rachel said, how can we the Jamaicans help to bring justice for these athletes? Very, very good question. And even the Honorable Babsy Grange chimed in. She said, Daniel, I feel your pain and a way will have to be found to fix these things. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing will be all right. Lots of love. The Honorable Babsy Grange turned Bob Marley. Now, my question is this. She's been involved in sports, and this is a woman who I've admired since I was a little girl. She's been involved in the administration of sports and the governance, rather, of sports, right? In Jamaica since from when? Sports and entertainment. And the government by now must have realized that there are grave issues with the JAAA and how they handle financial resources and everything that trickles down from that. Like, we didn't hear about anybody being reprimanded, anybody being terminated. We didn't hear about any new measures, checks and balances put in place to ensure that an impending hurricane and projected power cut, I mean, how long did light gone at Kingston, where they're located, would prevent them from submitting someone's name. And there wasn't just a 24-hour window to submit Nayoka Clunis's name, and precluding someone's participation in the Olympics. So why have they not moved to modify these things? Why have they not moved? And someone surely did answer the Honorable Babsy Grange, Now, David James, the brother say, is this a real comment? How about reassuring, letting people know that going forward things will be better, rather than quoting a Bob Marley song, shaking his head? And Maurice said, not a good look. Now, we kind of take a walk over to Facebook off of X, and there's another page where someone actually sent in a statement, And trust me, I like how the people they handle this person in the comments, because it was too shady. And even though it's summertime and it's hot, this thing had mess written all over it. Foolishness, man, malarkey. So they sent it to the Janet Silvera page, and they're saying, greetings, my sister. Another side to the young lady in the video. Her story is not all true. For starters, neither she nor her coach / agent / husband turned up for the 2-week camp where everything was there for them to work on her issues. You see how them start out messy? Also, Julian is there on the team as the throws coach. So to say she was without a coach for 2.5 weeks is not correct. It sounds more like she's looking for an excuse for underperforming, but all season long, she has been below par. So watch ya. So because, first of all, what is par? What is this person's definition of par when she is the Jamaican record holder? And using this season to judge whether or not someone should have been at the Olympics, I mean, in that case, a whole heap of people would never have gone, not just from Jamaica. You understand, the thing ebbs and it flows. So I think that was a very short-sighted, messy, obviously agendaed message to state. But don't worry about it. People in the comments came through and they handled this, we call it feistiness for now. So some of the comments in response to that were, based on my observation, some of the athletes, their coaches, and the Jamaican officials are not on good terms. We need to put self aside and work as a complete unit. Unity is strength, my people. Jamaican officials, other staff, coaches, and athletes, please put your differences aside and work together. See you all at the World Championships. We hope to be there, so person, whoever you are, we hope to see you there too. So someone else said, there are 9 people in Paris that the JAAA has listed as personal coaches. Dearest gentle reader, some of them are not coaches. So yes, Thomas-Dodd's coach could and should have been there. Another person said, I'm also hearing the JOA and the JAAA presidents don't get along, and it is trickling down. I believe the young lady. Why would she put her reputation on the line? Well, another person had a different vantage point, and they said, well, it seems that it is the norm for athletes. Find excuses for their poor performance. Then again, maybe her husband coaches our motivational coach as well. So who are we to judge the bond between her and her husband? But I even not gonna touch that. No. This person I concur with wholeheartedly, and they said, the thing is, she represented well, someone else just did better. She's definitely disappointed, and that's understandable, but she should be proud of her achievements. And Adessa Mega left it. I agree wholeheartedly with this person. And Mrs. Thomas-Dodd, wherever you are, despite the fact that you've had some close misses that have no doubt been frustrating and ultimately likely in your mind affect the definition of your legacy, we thank you sincerely for your service, and you have much to be proud of. So I'm going to want to quote Babsy in this instance and say everything is going to be all right, because you've been wronged. But know that we see it, we acknowledge it, and your feelings are valid. So thank you everyone for tuning in and for being a member of the Sprint Factory family and tuning in to our very first episode, our very first chapter of our Velocity View series. Until next time, remember that perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. And just like Danniel used to be 25th, 22nd, and all of that, and she worked her way up to becoming, gold medalist, silver medalist, Olympian, so can you. So don't be stuck. Keep on moving. Thanks for joining us for another chapter of the Sprint Factory's Velocity Views. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, we want to hear from you. Shop the Sprint Factory store at sprint-factory.com for the wickedest Jamaican merch. And stay connected with Sprint Factory on all our social media platforms at Sprint Factory 876 for the latest track and field news, athlete stories, giveaways, and more.